Alright guys, so I gave you a late goal in my video about the quarter normal defense or quarter 137 defense, and you guys absolutely smashed that. So I appreciate that, and we're going to go ahead and drop a video like I said. Basically, the last video I showed you a blitz that works against every single block and slide combo, every single slide combo by itself, besides blocked and slide right, with the running back on the left-hand side. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at how we're going to go ahead and beat that, right? And to do this the easiest, we're going to use the same play, cover 2 spy, right? And then we're going to go ahead, just use any play with the running back on the left, and then we're going to block the running back, and we are going to slide protect to the right. Now, when we do this, the setup needs to look pretty much the same, right? So we're going to go ahead, pinch our defensive line, blitz our linebackers. But then now what we want to do here is we want to take this slot corner that's on the left, or on the right, excuse me, and you want to move him in and just blitz him, right? So you'll blitz him to where he rushes towards that B gap. You'll place him on the outside hip of the defensive end, right? So now you are sending essentially, 6 people, right? So you would lurk on this player right here, or you would lurk on one of the 2 safeties. Against a formation like bunch, like this, I would go ahead and probably middle third this guy, outside third him, and then I would lurk over the middle of the field right here, right? This is generally how I would go about attacking this from a coverage standpoint. But from a blitzing standpoint, what you'll see is the defensive end will glitch around, and he will essentially always come in untouched on that like looping contain, right? So that was Harold Carmichael. You know he has no pass rush moves or anything like that. But a block and slide to the right will always dumb out to where you're essentially going to get this free rusher coming in off the edge. Now, this is not as quick as the A-gap coming in, right? But it is still quick enough to where you take away their first read, and for the most part, they're going to have a lot of issues with this, right? So that's the blitz. You can do that either that way, or you can bring the safety down right here, blitz him. It'll work the exact same way. The only downside now is you're turning this side into essentially like a cover 3. Like you would move it to something that looks like this from a coverage standpoint, right? And then, of course, if they aren't blocking or sliding or doing anything like that, your normal pressure is still going to come in. You're going to get that looping A-gap directly up the middle. That was without anybody blitzing. We'll go ahead. This time, we'll just slide right. Like I said, you can bring the safety or the corner in. I prefer the corner personally, the slot corner instead of the safety. Just it's less adjustments that you would have to make. But this is how it would look. And then we'll go ahead. We're just going to slide right here. You can see it doesn't matter. You're going to get the same thing coming in. You're going to get the A-gap right up the middle. And then I did have somebody mention in the comments that play action plays, right? So here's a play action play. And I just want to kind of show you how this works. All right, so same concept, same everything. I'm not going to change the coverage shell behind this here. But, yeah, if they call any play action play and they actually just block the running back, right, what you'll see happen is an A-gap blitz. I don't know why this person assumed that a blocked running back on a play action play is going to pick this up. Maybe they're just misinformed, but they clearly didn't test it, because you would have seen that it doesn't work. And for those of you guys that did not see this in game action, in terms of how this pressure comes in and all that stuff, I will update a couple clips at the end of this video, just so you guys can see it. Not going to talk over them, anything crazy like that. It'll just be some gameplay clips so you guys can see that this does work in game. It works against play action. Like I said, it's going to work against pretty much everything your opponent can do. When we go ahead and we test these blitzes, I just want to be very upfront and blunt about this. My channel is not going to be the type to try to bluff you guys. It's not going to be it. Now, there may be some things that we put out, and it may work better for some than others, right? That's just the nature of the beast. But in terms of completely pump faking you guys, that'll never be my goal here. I test everything that I release. I test it not only in practice mode, but I test it in game. You'll see me doing this stuff on stream. For those of you that are familiar with me and are not new to the channel, you'll know that I was a competitive player back in the day. I'm a half-ass comp player at this point in my Madden career, but I still do get comp reps in money games, in Mudhead season or Mudhead leagues and all that type of stuff, right? So I'm not out here just playing little Timmy all the time. I do get high quality reps, and I test all this stuff that I release to you in those quality reps. So you're not going to get a whole bunch of fugazi, tips on this channel. And by all means, if you feel like you do, definitely call me out on it. Like I said, not every tip's going to fit every single person. I know that. But yeah, the comments about, this doesn't work, or this gets weak box, or this doesn't, dude, I'm telling you, I'm going to test every single thing in game before I drop it. It's just the way that I'm going to go about my channel, and hopefully you guys respect that, and hopefully that makes you like the videos and subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff. And with that being said, guys, let's hop into some gameplay. All right, guys, so went ahead and grabbed a full gameplay that I actually just played, and this is going to be from start to finish. And I want to really preface that by saying, like, this opponent that I'm playing runs a really good U-trips. And you'll see that I'm going to be mixing and matching what I'm doing. And this is the second play of the game. First play he ran, I'll just cut that out. But the first passing attempt will actually be here in a second. As you see right here, he actually goes and tries to hit me with a coverage bomb. Ends up trying to force a pass against a 30-yard cloud flat, and we pick it off. But the thing to note about that play is not the interception or the coverage. It's the fact that he blocked his running back and slid to the right. Very first pass attempt. So I know he knows what he's doing. Like, basically just right off Jump Street. I know that. Now here's his second drive. He goes ahead and runs. He saw on the last play I was on that defensive end. He knows you can generally run right at the user in that scenario. Exactly what he did. So overall, like I said, just from a few plays into this game, I know my opponent really knows what they're doing. See, he's utilizing motion. He runs it, like I said, he runs a really good U-trips. And here you see that I'm sending just the 4 people. Now, as I mentioned previously, that the block and slide right is not going to pick it up 100% of the time. But it will pick it up, I'd say, more times than not. That time, he did not slide protect right. He just simply blocked his running back. Used motion. My guess is he blocked and slid and then used the motion, which screwed it up. There, on that play, once again, blocks the running back, slide protects to the right, picks the blitz up. So I know he's going to know how to pick the initial setup up. And I also know that in U-trips, I can't really move that slot corner in, so I go to a play that I actually didn't even break down for you guys yet. But it's free safety zone 2, I believe is the name of the call. And the way that that play works, it's a very similar setup. But the way that play works, I don't have to use the defensive end. And yeah, free safety 2 deep is the name of the play, excuse me. And you're running that flipped. The main difference there is the fact that you've got 2 corners that are blitzing on that left-hand side. So now if he was to block and slide to the right, I'm still going to get either edge heat or A-gap heat. And you can see that I'm also able to kind of shift my coverage a little bit. Here you see he motions somebody out. Like he's really playing the whole, chess match with me. There, once again, blocked and slid to the right, but I got the corner and the A-gap coming in. He was able to roll out. On that play, I have my defensive end dropped into a hook zone. He caught onto that, double-teamed him, rolled out to the right. So here you see he starts flipping his play. And this is something to really note and pay attention, because when he flips his play, his running back's on the right-hand side, that block on the left, slide protect right, does not work. So once he starts putting his running back up to the right and flipping his formation, you see that my pressure starts coming in a lot better, right? And once again, same scenario, 4th and 7 here. I'm in 2-man under. I can break this setup down for you guys. But basically, I'm getting the same A-gap pressure, except I'm also putting that defensive end in and contain on the right because I don't want him to roll out. So now when he's doing that, you'll see I will ultimately end up getting A-gap pressure, and even a blocked running back on the right-hand side with that same slide protect does not pick it up. We go ahead and get a stop. Here, I actually fumbled on my offensive play, running like a crackhead. But Yeah, so now he's in bunch strong, right? So he's in New England's playbook. Obviously, he's got bunch strong, and you see once again, he's gonna go ahead with a formation with the running back on the right hand side. He's got literally no shot of picking this blitz up. Like no matter what he does, blocking and slide protecting, he's not picking this up. So we're just gonna go ahead and keep sending it. Here you see he goes ahead and motions the running back out. So I know with the running back not being blocked, or he technically was, but from that far out, he's not going to stand any shot at picking anybody up. I went ahead and just turned it into a 3-man, right? And that's kind of the chess match that you play with your opponent. So I'm coming out in either cover 2 spy, 2-man under, cover 4, or free safety 2 deep, or free safety 3 deep, I think is the names of the plays that I'm actually calling throughout the course of this game. And yeah, I mean, it's really that chess match that you can play, and I don't know if you guys can look at the gameplay and see like how much my opponent knows, but this is not a guy that has no idea how to pass. Like he knows what to do. It's really as simple as that. But we have options that force him to essentially, keep his running back on the left-hand side with this blitz. So it limits what he can does from a, flipping of his formation and stuff. But then we can also blitz and get home if we need to. You can see, like, I'm mixing up between playing on the safety, playing on the corners, playing on the defensive end. It was something that I had to do, not necessarily that I really wanted to do, because he obviously was able to pick this up. But, I mean, we're adjusting to his bombs. He's 1 for 6 passing with an interception. And, doesn't look great on his end, but like I said, like the plays, the line protections, all that stuff, you can tell, he knows what he's doing. So yeah, it's pretty much all there is to it. I do find it funny because of the formation he's in here. I don't actually use the tip video that I just broke down for you, but I wanted to go ahead and show you this just because there will be formations like U-trips, for instance, right, where you don't really feel comfortable moving in and blitzing in that slot guy. So it's kind of a 2-part tip for you guys, and you'll see once again that the opponent is forced into quick reads. The pressure is going to come in, and we can pick and choose what we are doing in terms of how we're going to attack his line protections. And once you get used to it, once you get into a flow, this defense is absolutely phenomenal. And if you guys have any issues with it, or if you guys want to see more with this, definitely let me know, and we'll make it happen.